How's everyone doing this evening? I'm just doing this a little later because I was busy on the computer on my other page, the Facebook page. Now, my name is Christine Trainer. I'm talking to you live in the evening in New Westminster, British Columbia, Canada. And it's about 10:53. Okay? And today I'm going to talk to you about how I was bullied as a child. And this is a very important subject that I wanted to talk about because it ties into my ending. Okay, I started getting really bullied as a child because I was a big child. Okay, I was a chubby little girl, and I had a lot of issues in life. And my mother put me on Weight Watchers. I was about 7 years old, by the way, because I was very chubby. And it's different then when you had Weight Watchers back in the 60s, because I was born in 1960. Okay, so as a result of that, I was about 7 years old, and I was chubby, so she didn't like the idea. The first thing she said to me when I was 7 years old was, "You'll never get anybody in your life if you end up being fat. We must get you thin and trim and healthy." And I think she concerned with my health, but just the way she went about it was just, my self-esteem started really bad then, and I was only 7 years old. But she helped me as much as she could, okay? It was just part of her life and who she was. And then time went by and life went by, and, oh, I'll turn off the TV. Sorry about that, everyone. I want to talk to you quietly. And so as time went by and as I grew older, I reached the age of 11 where I was in grade 6, okay? And things started happening to me more again then because I started getting really bullied after school when I was 11 years old in grade 6. And for the worst time of my life, I started getting frustrated and angry with myself because I didn't like going to school that year. I always told my mother, I'm sick, I don't want to make it, I don't want to go to school. And so I did really bad in the grades. In grade 6, I did horrible, I did bad, I didn't do very well, I barely went to school, and so I ended up failing because of that. It wasn't because I was in integrated classes, because I didn't like the school, I didn't like being there. I was very unhappy. So as time went by and continued on, I was bullied for a few years by these two boys. I mean, they incessantly bullied me. They bullied me to show me how horrible, to make me feel horrible inside, that I was a fat old pig and I was terrible looking. Even though I knew I wasn't this way. And my mother and dad loved me terribly. My big sister Vicky, who loves me dearly, she knew that's the way it wasn't. But for some reason, this happened to me and I was very unhappy. So I continued on, and since I failed grade 6, I was 15 by the time I went to high school, okay? Now, I was still a chubby little girl, and my mother worked hard, endlessly, for me to get healthy and strong. She did. She worked very hard, you see. I'm putting you down right now because I want to talk to you. I have to do a message to somebody, but I want to continue to talk with you, okay? I wanted to tell you how I feel as a person, that and I wanted to say this with all my heart, that even though we have these issues in life, and even though we are, the bullies are terrible. They taunt you and tease you because they feel you're worthless. You're not much of a person if you're not the way you should be. So all the time through high school, I was constantly bullied. I mean, when I was in grade 9, I was doing gym, and I did gym for 2 years, but because I was taunted so bad, because I just hated being in class, and I didn't do very well with it, I quit gym, and I know, but that was okay. I was allowed to quit gym. After 2 years, you're allowed to quit gym and do other courses, which I did. But to this day, I regret doing that because I could have been a more healthier, stronger person. But you see, because of the bullying, because of what happened to me, because of the way I was taunted and teased in high school, it was hard for me. Like I said, the school years were hard because almost every year I was constantly bullied and taunted. But I got through it. I got through the help of my mother because I almost quit school. I almost didn't want to finish school. I didn't want to do anything about it. Because you know why? Because I really didn't want to be a part of school. But my mother sat me down and said, "This is what you do. Do you want to do this in your life? Do you want to quit now? What's going to happen? I mean, we'll support you and love you, but you need to continue on with your education." And so I did. I thought of what my mother said, and I said, okay, I'll do that. And it was worth it because I did learn to put keyboarding more, right? And now, of course, I'm on the computer, which is kind of cool. But the idea that my mom and dad supported me and loved me with all their heart and helped me get through it And my sister, she was always there for me. Even though she was a rebel, my sister was a rebel, you know. She did her own thing. She went to her own tune in school. But she still was there for me regardless. And she tried her best to love me and be a part of my life regardless. I mean, she was her own little niche. I mean, you had niches in high school. You had the rich kids. You had the middle class kids. You had the poor kids. You had the smart kids. You had the athletes. They're all different niches. And if you weren't part of a proper niche, you were teased. And I had my own little niche of friends who loved and cared for me, and I really loved that. And at 15 years old, I did lose a little bit of weight, but sadly, I gained it again. And then I really struggled through high school, through friendships and whatnot. And I did pass I did go from the second year, grade 6, up into grade 12. I graduated, and my marks were pretty good. And the last year of high school, I decided to lose weight, and I lost about 60 or 70 pounds. I was looking good. And you know what happened? All of a sudden, these bullies came by my life, and they went, "Oh, let's be friends. You're looking awesome." And I thought, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? After all the times you treated me," that was in my head, "you want to be my friends?" Now, I didn't say no to them. I just stayed acquaintance with them. And I wasn't angry because they didn't understand why they did that and why they all of a sudden decided to become my friends. Because I stuck with my friends I had because they were my true friends. They loved me for who I was, right? And this is what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do so much. I wanted to be a part of my friends' life because they're the ones that loved me for who I was, not because I was thin. They liked me for who I was. And so my last year in high school was 1979, and we graduated. I graduated, and we moved out here to BC, which I started a whole new life. And that was good. I was good. I was happy to have a whole new life when I was 1979. I was still a little thinner, though. I did meet my ex-husband at that time, and I thought I was going to be a happy person. I met a beautiful man who was from Newfoundland, and I had a child with him, my son Stephen, and that was good, I thought. But sadly, he was an abusive bully as well. He treated me like crap, too. I mean, sometimes we'd be hanging around, enjoying each other, being each other's company. And you see, I have big legs on the bottom. Like, even no matter how much weight I lost, I still have, really big shins, okay? And I've always been like that. And so I get a little sensitive because whenever I wear a dress, you see these big shins, and I always get a little embarrassed, right? That's how I am inside because the thought of constantly being bullied and the self-esteem was so bad. And I felt so worthless. It's so worthless. I tell you, so worthless. That whatever he said to me, I felt even worse. And he would sit there with me, and I'd be relaxing, and he'd turn around and he'd look at me and say, "Oh my God, look at those. You've got stumps for legs, like big old tree trunks." And I thought, do I have tree trunks for legs? Are they're that bad? And so for a long time, I still to this day feel this way about my legs, I feel this way about myself. I feel like ugly inside from time to time. And I know I'm not ugly. I'm not ugly. I'm beautiful. We're all beautiful inside. And we shouldn't have to be bullied, right? But as years went by, and when my son turned 15, he did finally leave me because life was really bad. And I was glad he left me because I couldn't handle that frustration and anger. I couldn't bear the thought of having that in my life. So what I did was I just carried on in my life. I started a new job. I met wonderful people at a sheet metal shop. And even though I was bigger, I met with my current sweetie was with me now, Masood. And through him and his wonderful friends who treated me like a person is who I am. When he met me, he fell in love with me. Not because because who I was as a person inside. The face, the beauty, whoever I was inside. He loved that, okay? He didn't care about my weight. He didn't care who I was. It was me who he loved because he saw something inside me. And I thought that was beautiful, beautiful to the point where I was thankful that I met somebody special in my life. And I've been with him for 21 years. And I've had a beautiful family of Iranian friends who, through all the years that I have gained some weight and lost it as well, they still stuck by me as friends and loved me. My sister has stuck by me. My wonderful niece through my Masood has stuck by me and loved me because they see me for who I am. But still to this day, from time to time, when I was big, I still got bullied. I mean, a few years ago when I was 54 years old, okay? I'd be walking down the street going to buy some groceries, and these 3 little young teenagers came behind me, started taunting me and teased me about how weight I was. And I turned around and I said to them, "Do you think it's nice to speak to somebody like that when you don't know who they are?" And I walked away, and they just silently didn't say anything. And I was glad I did that. I wasn't angry. I wasn't mad. I just had to stand up to them to show them I was who I was as a person and not to be treated in such a way. Now, I know bullies don't mean to be bullies because somehow in their life they have been tormented with parents, whatnot. And so they need to lash out and be cruel to people and show them who they are. They're better. But you don't have to be like that. There's no need to be, because, bullying leads to anger, frustration, means humility within ourselves, make ourselves hate one another. And for so many years, I've always been like that. I've always felt like I wasn't much of a person. And so through my bullying, from my elementary school, through high school, through even during my adult years, and through my ex, and when Masood came into my life, and he showed me the beauty of being a human being and camaraderie and caring for one another as human beings. He showed me that beauty, and I was thankful for that. And then a few months ago, I came into a beautiful part and I became a member of Cooler Brands. And what I loved about Cooler Brands is they give to the community. And we have cooler music with 3 awesome artists. We have 80s music from King of Hearts and country music from Donovan Lee. And we have Naya, a beautiful up-and-coming 16-year-old artist. And you know what? She's against bullying. And that's part of her campaign with her music. Against bullying. And I thought, wow, my heart was thankful for somebody like that. And I'm a part of Cooler Brands. So you see, if you ever when you become a Cooler Brands member, you can back her campaign. Because she goes to schools and she keeps this campaign alive. And she's only 16 years old. And she does so many wonderful causes. And she has her music. So when you back her, you back her music, you back her campaign. Isn't that beautiful about Cooler Brands? Isn't that what? The beauty of this company I work for. The fact that they back people and they give to the community. They give to people. They give out of themselves to us. We give to the community. That's the reason why I felt comfortable and happy at home with Cooler Brands as well, with the community. They help me, they support me, they like me for who I am. So in that respect, give to people, love to people, be who you are. Do not bully and taunt others because it hurts them inside. I mean, there's so many things that I don't like in life, I mean, what we say and do to one another. I have some wonderful things to say, but I think I misplaced them somewhere. Well, I'll go on my computer. I have some wonderful quotes, okay? And I wanted to say a few of them, that really transform me and make me feel the way I am as a person and make me learn that we're all worth it as human beings. To treat somebody ill will, don't you realize that what that does to them when you bully them? Makes them feel horrible inside, that are worth nothing. And then it sticks in their mind for so many years, like it did for me. Up until a few years ago, I said, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going to get through my life and I'm going to do well. So this is what I say about, and I'm anti-bullying. I am against it. And my poor son, Stephen, he went through that in high school because he when he was 13 years old, he got whiskers, right? He started getting whiskers and he was just starting high school because here in BC, you start high school at 13. And he was taunted and teased and bullied again himself. And he didn't want to go to school. He was so upset. He'd come home every day in tears. And I said, they don't understand who you are. They don't understand who you are as a person. You go to school and you be who you want to be. And after a few years, he started to adapt his crazy whiskers and said, yeah, I'm a wolf man. And he started to be stronger. But to this day, he's very introverted and he keeps to himself. And I know this got to his head for so many years. And I'm trying to love my son and show him he's a beautiful human being inside. We're all beautiful people. We're divine beings with spirituality inside us. And it shines wherever we are, regardless of our age, who we are, our weight, our size, whatever the case may be. We are all beautiful human beings on this earth, and we should treat one another equally. Because if we don't, the violence starts, the hatred starts. And there's so much violence out in this world due to a lack of understanding of who we are as human beings. So I say to you now, love one another, care for one another, be a part of each other's lives instead of hating one another and holding a grudge and being a bully. It doesn't worth it because you as a bully, whoever you may be, you're not a bully inside. It's just whatever happened to you in life and you wanted to be better than that person. Treat people equally. Love people equally. So I wanted to say this on YouTube today. This was a part of me. I did do one earlier on Facebook, but I had a lot of tears. But today I feel strong inside in my convictions. So what I say to you, if you're interested in Cooler Brands and you want to back our beautiful Naya and her campaign against anti-bullying, come ask me. I'll come check out my Facebook page And that's where you'll get the information from me. And I'll just send me a message because I do have the message. I do have it online on my channel. I'm Christy Nordquist Trainer. That is my Facebook name on Facebook. And come, send me a message and ask the information and be a part of a wonderful company of cooler brands who treats people equally who they are and gives us a chance to love and grow and be a part of this wonderful community. So with that end in mind, love one another, care for one another, be a part of who we are together as one. Mwah to you, everyone on YouTube. And I hope everybody enjoyed this one because I did. I'm thankful I came on to talk. Bye.